Hi, puppy. You were laying down. Now Mama's looking at you, so you want to sit up? You want to sit up and be handsome? Are you a handsome boy? Are you ignoring me? Where's Daddy? Is Daddy in the building? Yeah. That's where Daddy is. Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am here in my car in the parking lot at Joe's Therapy. He just went in, Rocket is with me, and I'm going to do a little car vlog and try to fill you in on, I don't know, random things. First of all, oh, you coming? My bangs are a blunt cut. I didn't do my usual, like, thinning them out, so I'm going to have to do that because it's kind of weird. And they're not as crooked as I like. I usually like, you know, really like crooked strands hanging, things like that. So maybe tomorrow after my shower I'll fix that. What is going on with me and Joe and Rocket? Not too much. Same old, same old. Haven't been going out. Don't really care to go out. We have been taking Rocket out to the dog park, and there's never any dogs there, which is sad. Did I tell you that I put a message on the community board online for the apartment complex? We have a community board where we can chat, and we're encouraged to get to know the community, get to know each other, chat, let us, you know, let each other know if we have something for sale, stuff like that. And just, you know, random things. So I posted that I thought it would be really cool if we could have a little dog park, just a little one. I think I probably told this story already, but I'm going to tell it again since I've already started. You know, just a little fenced-in area. We have places in the complex that would work, and a couple park benches. And one of the women I talked about it, she said she would love to have like a couple of picnic tables. So I thought that was a really cool idea. And I said, you know, some of us who know each other now could say, let's meet like on Saturdays at 2, you know, to make sure that there are dogs there. And the next day I got a message saying that, whoa, I'm sorry, you fell. You fell a little bit. Did you hurt yourself, baby? I got an email back saying that they did not let my post go through review. It wasn't appropriate or something like that. It was like, I knew very well what they meant is they didn't want people to see that and say, oh my God, that would be great, because they have no intentions of actually caring about their community and making us happy. So that was bad. And then I had that water damage shit, and I still haven't filed a complaint. I don't know. I feel like it would just be a big waste of my time. I have gone back and forth with my insurance, back and forth between the underwriters and the claims department, and neither one of them can answer my questions. They send me to the claims department will say, oh, you have to talk to the underwriters about that. We don't handle that. The underwriters say, no, you have to talk to the claims. It's just a back and forth. And all I want to know is if I file a claim on my account and it doesn't move forward to them finding the apartment complex's account, because the apartment managers will not tell me who their insurance is, because I feel it should go through them. And claims says it should. Underwriters say it should. But all I want to know is if I file a claim, starting with my insurance, will the adjuster be the one to look into their insurance, or are they just going to make me have to do that legwork? And if I end up not filing a claim, is that going to affect my rates in any way? Because if I can't go through their insurance, the complex's insurance, I don't want to do it at all, because it's not worth it. It's not worth it for me to pay more. Anyway, I can't get a straight answer from anybody. I hate that so much. I hate it. It should be so easy. It should be so easy to just answer some questions and not just pass it on to somebody else. And then when I say I already talked to them, well, then there's nothing more we can do. You'll just have to start a claim. It's like, what the fuck? So anyway, I haven't done it yet. And the only reason I really want to do it is because I want to go through the steps just to be prepared to know what are they going to ask, all the things. So in case something else happens, I think I pretty much got it covered. I mean, I documented everything, dates, times, videos, pictures, all that. And I would be mostly concerned with getting time, money for the time I couldn't work in that room, which was an entire week. Okay, so there's that. Terrible customer service. And, oh my God. Talk about terrible customer service. Joe and I went to a Dollar Tree, I don't know, maybe a week ago. And he sees, right at the entry of the store, there's a shopping cart, 2 loaves of bread in it, and a sign, 75 cents. So, was that half price? No, because it's normally $1.20. No, the bread is $1.50 there now. So 75 cents, half price. And he says, do you want those? I said, that's great for the birds. And the date was good. So I even said I could put some of this in the freezer for you for toast. Now, he doesn't like frozen bread for sandwiches, you know, even if it's thawed, obviously. But he's good with it for toast. So he says, well, I'll grab these 2. So we shop separate. And he goes through and uses his card. Right, it had to be his card because that comes up a little later. So as we're walking out the door, I look at the slip because sometimes they have like $5 things there, and I'm always afraid I'm going to buy something thinking, because I did that once. I bought some chocolates like for the holidays or something, and it was $5. I said, 5? You know, and she says, yeah, we have, you know, all those different prices now, and it's just mixed in. So I returned it. But anyway, so I look at the slip, and I see that we were charged $1.50 for each loaf of bread. And I said to her, oh, I said, no, these are half price. And she said, where did you get it? And I said, out of the cart right there. I said, it was the last 2. She goes, oh, those aren't the ones because they're not tagged with an orange sticker. She said, somebody must have just put those 2 loaves of bread in there. And the woman at the next register was just being rung up, and she had 2 of those. And she says, well, I have 2 of those too. She says, are you going to charge me $1.50 for these? And the woman said, looked at my woman and said, she got those out of the cart. And because the woman said, I got them there too. She says, so there was 4 loaves and I took 2. And she said, the sign says 75 cents. And her woman asks my woman, who is the manager, can I just ring these up at 75? And she says, no, because those aren't the right ones. They don't have an orange tag. And she said, some customer must have just put bread in there. I'm like, what customer would just put bread in there? 4 of the same, you know, it's like, and how would you not have noticed that? I mean, I don't know. So the woman was upset. She's like, well, look, she says, we saw that at 75 cents. She's like, can't you just honor the 75 cents? It's not, you know, she said, it's for my birds. And I was like, me too. I told the woman, I said, well, then I just want a refund. And she says, okay. She says, I need the card. Now, Joe had gone in the car. So I said, all right, I'll go out and get the card and I'll be right back. So I come back. And while I'm there, that other woman is like all checked out. She's ready to leave. She wasn't happy, like me. Not, you know, we're not making a big stink out of it. I just think it's ridiculous that how customer service is. That woman should have said, absolutely, I'm going to give you some money back for this. And that other one should have been able to ring them up at 75 cents. So I come back and I give her the card and I see she's got 4 loaves. So it's my 2 and that other woman's 2. Those exact loaves, the exact same bread. And she's putting an orange sticker on each of them. And I said, those are the right breads? I said, because you're marking them down now? She goes, yeah, it's the right bread. But I couldn't give the discount because there was no stickers on them. Can you fucking believe that? How about you give the discount? And this isn't a scanning sticker. This is just an orange dot with nothing on it. So it's not like she had to scan that to get the discount. But they didn't know to mark it half price because there was no orange sticker on it. See, that's what she's trying to say. We didn't see a sticker, so we didn't mark it down. But now she's putting the stickers. But I was like, we told you they came out of the basket. And you seem to act like, no, it's not possible because this isn't the right fucking bread. But now you're putting stickers on the breads that we told you came out of that basket. So you obviously know it's the right bread, but it was just missing the sticker. And instead of letting that woman get hers for 75 cents, and instead of making me go to get a refund on a card, you decided that we just weren't going to be able to have that bread. And I said, I'll take all 4 of those. And that will equal, 4 times 75, because I paid $1.50. I paid $3. I said, I'll take all 4 of those. We're even. She goes, I can't do it that way. It has to go through the system. I said, okay, here's the card. Give me the refund for $3, and then I will buy those for $3. 75 cents a piece. She goes, okay, we can do that. So I have to go through a refund. And then while she's waiting for the refund thing, she writes on each bag of bread, 50 cents, 50 cents, 50 cents. I said, why is it 50 cents now? She says, oh, because I'm marking them down lower. I said, so I'll pay 50 cents? She says, no, you bought them at 75 cents. I said, I bought them at $1.50 each. And you said they were the wrong breads, and you're putting me through all this, and now you're marking them down. I assumed you were marking them to 75 cents. I says, but now you and I have no deal. You've refunded my money, my $3, and now I want to buy those breads at 50 cents a loaf. $2. She didn't want to let me. I said, you mean to tell me if you put those in the basket and I come in and I buy them, you're not going to sell them to me 50 cents? She goes, all right, you can have them 50 cents a piece. With the prices already on there. This is the manager of a fucking Dollar Tree in Hernando, the new one by the post office, in case you go to that one. I just could not believe it. I mean, it was comical to me. Comical. I don't know. I don't understand. It's like they just like to have this power trip or something. Why not want to make somebody happy? I shop Dollar Tree all the time. Make me happy, keep me coming back. Yeah, so it's just little things like that that I don't understand. If I ran a business, it would be the coolest fucking business ever. It would be cool. And I actually, a long time ago, had a list. If I ran a business, it might be when I first started blogging, and I would just come up with things like that. I wasn't doing YouTube. I didn't even know about YouTube, and I just thought it would be fun to just blog different things. And I think that is still in drafts somewhere from years ago. I'll have to look at that. I'm not going to talk too much more because I don't have too much else. What else though can I tell you? I started the Christmas projects. The first one is a very easy Christmas patchwork quilt that you just sew in squares. I keep saying squares. They're rectangles. Just sewing pieces together. 10 by 8. Sewing them. If you get my scrap pack, you don't have to do any cutting. You're just going to slap them together and call it a day. But, I have that video, yesterday's video. The video before this one, I'll link to it in the description, and you can certainly cut your own pieces. I want to start with very easy because I want to do different projects. I don't have my list, but I do have some ideas. Christmas stocking. I think I've been promising that for the past 2 Christmases. Has not happened. And I'm going to try to make things that will use that scrap pack. It's 104 pieces, and I pulled out 24 for the quilt top that I'm making. And I'd like to use all of them. Now, obviously, some of them will be cut, and if we need something bigger, we can put pieces together. The only thing that I won't use that scrap pack for is I do want to do strip quilts where we're just sewing strips together, full width of the fabric. Again, quick and easy, with sashing or without, your choice. And I will try to have quilt kits for that, because I know I have enough to make some kits, and maybe in different colorways, maybe some red or some green or some red and green, whatever, blue, yellow, even have a little bit of black for the Christmas. And so 104 squares, and I thought I could use those for other things. Not a table runner. I don't like table runners. They rank right up there with the crocheted fucking dolls that you put on top of toilet paper back in the day. But if everybody begs for a table runner, because so many people do, I guess I could come up with one, right? But I want to do the Christmas stockings. I want to do Christmas bags, gift bags, so that you can reuse them every year. I'd like to do some Christmas decoupage boxes. It's not going to be all sew. What else? What else did I want to do? Ornaments. That would be kind of cool. A little bit cool, maybe. A Santa bag. When Derek was little, I had some red fabric, like a velvet, and some white fake fur, and I made a big Santa bag, and that bag would go under the tree empty. We used to put gifts out because we like to look at gifts, decorated gifts, but in the morning the bag would have gifts, and that was from fake Santa. I had a very hard time with the whole Santa thing, and I was, you know, very honest with Derek that this is just fun. Santa comes, because I don't believe in telling a child bullshit. I just don't. I don't like that, because some kids really believe. I never believed it because it made no sense. Santa wasn't coming in my house down the chimney because we did not have a fireplace. He was going to be stuck there for life. And as far as I know, Santa did not die stuck in the bottom of the chimney. And yeah, so a lot of little things like that. I didn't really believe it. It was fun, though, when I was old enough to know, obviously, this isn't true. You know, it was just fun, you know, and I did things for Derek, the Easter basket on the porch, you know, and stuff like that. But he knew that wasn't for real. Okay, so a Santa bag, and little mini pillows that I used to make a long time ago, and I'd like to make those again. They're like different shapes, and they're very easy because you don't turn. You just sew, stuff, and cut with pinking shears if you have some. And, you know, I'm just gonna, a pet bed. I'd like a pet bed or just a pet quilt. And so if you like any of those ideas, subscribe. Make sure you follow me. You can get one of my scrap packs right now. They're in eBay, and my 2 exclusive shopping levels. You save money if you become a bulk seller, a bulkster, if you join the bulk sale level. Or you can just get them on eBay. At least just go look at them. I show you all 104 prints. I hate saying prints because there are duplicate prints, but in different colors. So there's no 2 alike. 104 all different. And I'm just having fun with all of that. And I hope I can stay busy all year long making videos for you guys. And I'm still going to do the chats like this in my car and at my desk, in my office, and all that stuff. All right, I'm going to hang up now so I can crochet. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. Bye.